Hey guys, today's Tuesday, day before FOMC, but actually today was really a huge expansion day, so we were able to trade. That's the day or the business of today basically. As you saw now before, I took a really clean market maker sell model in here. Unfortunately, we were not able to already expand to the downside. We really had time distortion here and then expanded lower. But yeah, that was not the only trade I took today. Maybe let's show you lots of trades I took today. So I really shorted in here and was convinced that we are not done here. I was a bit, I don't know, confused or a bit also partly, I don't know, in between two biases. So one objective was a lower time frame, a market maker buy model that we would sweep basically New York Open Kill Zone buy sell liquidity. But yeah, in that case, I should have maybe not really taken those longs in here. They were also kind of aligning with regular trading hours as well. So right here we had CE of today's new open range gap. We will go into that in a second. But yeah, it was really kind of over trading in here, but we were able to expand lower. And I think I entered right here, added right here, and also added right here. So that was basically a huge, really big position I had in here. Took four contracts off right here, one contract off right here, got stopped right here. Probably should have kept my stop above the wick or above the upclose candle right here, and aimed for the external sales liquidity. But in that case, there's always we can do better. But let's go into today's conditions and then we break down today's trades. So as you can see right already, we are still trading at all-time highs, but now we're definitely getting some higher time frame retracement. So last days, only more shallow to the downside already, a bit slower trading to the upside. I think there definitely has to be some retracement to the downside, and that's what we basically see today as well. Also yesterday, basically no wick to the downside, and even more importantly, I think also the early chart right here with a new day opening gap, which we kept or which we left basically unfilled. So that's a really important inefficiency for me that I want to see that we trade back to it. So we were already bearish yesterday. Today we came up with Asia. Asia was our high of today, and only basically from there on just traded lower, and therefore we are actually able to expect that with our 9:30 opening, so that AM will definitely retrace in that case higher because we have such a strong trend to the downside. I mean, only from a midnight opening price, already traded lower 350 handles, so therefore we definitely can expect that AM session will retrace, manipulate higher, and then a continuation will follow. That's how it is most of the times. And yeah, so before we go into the trades I took today, as always, as you know, regular trading hours really important for my approach. Really important. Basically tells you the whole story. So today, as you expected probably, huge new how you call it, new range opening gap. Sorry guys, I've caught a cold. I don't know if you can say that, but bit ill right now. Nevertheless, so huge new range opening gap. We want to see that we trade back to the upper quadrant and from then continue a trend to the downside. What I want to see in that case is that we completely close in the new range opening gap right here from Friday, which is also in trading conditions. We only trade back to the upper quadrant, from there and continued higher. That's what we saw today as well. We only trade back to the upper quadrant and from there on continued lower with the trend. In that case, we had a premium gap, and today we have a discount gap basically. So therefore, the CE level right here is a really important target, which we already traded back to with basically the 9:30 opening. That's also a bit important in that case. And now we also were able to trade back even to the lower quadrant. in that case, sometimes it is also permissible that we trade even back to the CE level and from there on continue our trend to the downside or to the upside in that case. But yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's really not always easy to spot. I do prefer more the upper or lower quadrant in trading conditions. I think it's the more important level and also the one yeah, we should retrace from basically, or start our smart money reversal from off basically. But yeah, sometimes the CE level is also important, and that's also what kind of yeah, basically forced me or was the reason why I also were thinking about longs in that case. Yeah, I think with that we can already drop to a 1 minute chart, and I will basically just break down everything I was thinking about, or what I was framing about after or with our opening. So right here we opened already lower. What I would have liked to see that we just opened up right here and aggressively traded into the new open kill zone, buys liquidity, kind of wick into it, and that the bodies stay at or basically below the lower quadrant. So the upper quadrant, sorry guys. So the upper quadrant of today's new open range gap is right here. But there you already see that's, yeah, really kind of unlikely that we're even going to trade back to new open kill zone buys liquidity, because yeah, our upper quadrant is just in that case too low, and therefore we would disrespect the upper quadrant if we would trade back to the new open kill zone buys liquidity. To me, I do not really refer always to the 1 minute chart on regular trading hours. I refer to the 5 minute chart, because I want to see how the bodies respect the quadrants levels, and therefore it's way more visible, or most of the time it's way more obvious on the 1 minute chart, sorry, 5 minute chart, not on the 1 minute chart. Really important in that case as well. So back to electronic trading hours, 1 minute chart. So I would have liked that 9:30 already basically, as I now mentioned before, manipulates higher, and from there we can take a ATM model short back towards basically external sales liquidity. But as I mentioned before, that is actually unlikely to expect today. Why? Because we expect that the majority of the AM session is going to manipulate higher in that case. Therefore, we should not really expect that we will reach for external liquidity right here before 10:30. That's really important in that case. It's just because we already expanded this much to the downside, AM session has to retrace higher. There's so many traders which are going to trade the manipulation to the downside right here. They want to see that we trade lower all day long. Yeah, really just trading breakouts in that case as well. So therefore we do not want to follow manipulation to the downside, but also the move to the upside, the market maker buy model being in play right here, is only a lower time frame market maker buy model, and only a kind of a retracement, and also in that case yeah, kind of manipulation. So actually right here we got we could have traded a really clean market maker buy model, but I did not take it just because we are this early. So 9:33, as you know, I don't want to buy this early. I want to wait for the 10 macro. In that case, everything was actually aligned to buy that, but not the time. So we scrapped liquidity right here, also created SMT actually with ES. We manipulated to the downside, displacement to the upside, so also a small right here basically a breakaway gap as well, because it's a balanced price range. And as I now mentioned before, we expect AM session to manipulate to the upside, retrace higher, kind of targeting also, yeah, relative equal new open kill zone liquidity right here, so session liquidity as well. And also, yeah, more importantly, keep in mind that we want to trade basically off the upper quadrant level, and therefore we need even trade back to that. So to frame longs basically back to the upper quadrant right here is completely doable. Is a good trade. We either trade back to it or we trade a reaction from it basically to the downside. That's basically those two conditions we want to be part of. But sorry, it was wrong. But now again, yeah, we were just too early in that case. I will journal that. Maybe in that case, I think it's just too perfect to miss out on. I was really thinking about just buying here, but I did not, just because we are this early once again. And even more importantly, we had this huge inefficient wick. Such huge inefficient wicks already tells us that we are going to trade lower later on. I did not really want to trade against it. With such a huge rejection block, it's really difficult to have a right stop. But as you see, we really failed even to trade back to the upper quadrant. So in that case, we expect actually the wick to get basically untouched, that we will trade back to it later on. And what's also interesting is that we traded even back to CE right here of Friday's new open range gap. And that's also a strong indication that we will retrace basically from it, or basically off the CE level right here, because that's definitely an important level. So therefore, yeah, the AM market maker buy model right here within basically our open range would have been a completely valid and nice trade to take. But yeah, I was patient, and actually, as you know, if we are patient, it pays off. 10-day macro right here, smart money reversal, went short after we inverse the fair gap right here. Perfect short free contracts. The only thing I did wrong was taking only one contract off right here. So and probably also expecting that we are going to deliver all the way to the downside already with our 10-day macro. So as I now mentioned before, AM session needs to retrace and manipulate higher. We need to spend more time above the 930 opening price. We cannot already trade all the way to the external sales liquidity this early. Yeah, therefore we really needed, or we should have taken off two contracts right here, and that would have been already our trade for the 10-day macro, and then we have to wait. We're either done for the day because we made money, that's the safest and best version to do it, or if we really are convinced that we're going to trade lower, what we can be on such days, if we fail basically to close above the lower quadrant level of our new open range gap, then we know we are going to respect it, that we are going to trade lower. First I will basically mention what I did wrong in here, and then what I should have done better. So I really took many trades in here. I was really aware of the fact that we're going to trade lower later on. I really shorted right here, got stopped, shorted, got stopped. Also went long, thinking that we are going to target the new open kill zone buy the liquidity, and also basically trade back to today's CE level of our new open range gap, completing basically with that our market maker buy model and also our AM session retracement. So basically the approach is not really completely wrong. Why? Because we are still trading aligned with regular trading hours, and yeah, we have definitely reasons to either trade higher or lower. But as you already see, if we have basically two objectives being in play, you should not trade, and also we are trading at a no reasonable time. So as I now mentioned before, maybe let's talk about what I should have done. After taking the short right here, I should basically be done, and either, as I now mentioned before, be done trading for today, or I basically come back later on and basically only at 10:20, right, or basically before 10:30. Why? Because we have basically time distortion here. We are not able to trade lower already with 10 macro because that's too early, and therefore for the AM session to retrace, we need to wait for 10:30 or basically even our long and close macro. We could have even stayed in the consolidation right here until we reach basically our London close macro and from there on sell off. So that would have been a possibility as well. It's really important. So basically all the price action right here in between 10 a.m. and 10:30 is only this time distortion and it's not really bringing anything valid to trade basically. So therefore that's really important also maybe to walk away even in here, because then you don't you're not tempted to take any dumb trades basically. But yeah, I really saw then, so right here also engineering basically I think we even have possible trades in here and also right stop loss management. So I went long in here, put my stop below CE of the order block, but as you see we came down, I got stopped, I went long because to me if we did not close below. Now I think I got stopped, I went short and got stopped long, and then really many trades taken in here. But what I want to say basically is that we scrapped engineered sell side liquidity right here and engineered buy side liquidity, and therefore we have really much manipulation here, only time distortion. We're not really able to expand higher or lower. That's really important. I mean, it could have been possible that we trade even higher into New York open kill zone buy side liquidity, and with that also trade back to CE, but then we should not really trade in this window. We just have to be more patient. We have to wait for the right time, and that's basically with approaching 10:30. I think I went short already right here, so a bit early. But in that case, it was to me really obvious that we're going now to that we are now going to trade lower. We have also a bolo right here, so ICT's new PD array. We should basically see that we respect the level right here, so we traded all the way even higher above the CE level of the rejection block. Also added right here because I want to see that with 10:30 we really dump basically lower, completely trade through the wick right here. Really high, or how you call it, huge down close candles to downside, targeting basically the sell side liquidity right here. In that case, the trade right here was perfectly managed, I have to admit. So really a huge position, but perfectly basically scaled out in that case. Maybe a bit a wrong stop loss, I have to admit, but it was obvious that we are going to see a shorter manipulation before the 10 a.m. Before the London close macro. That's what we got right here. And then with the London close macro, so 10:50, we are going to see one more move to the downside, and that with that we also traded back to the lower quadrant level of Friday's new open range gap, and I think we're also going to trade back even to the new day opening gap, which is, as I now mentioned before, still untraded to. So really important. We expect that price is definitely drawing back to that really important level right here. I think I've mentioned everything now. So basically the really important points in that is what I did wrong today was expecting that with 10 a.m. we are already able to trade all the way down to external sell side liquidity, but that's just not the case. AM session needs to manipulate higher. We need to see a higher time frame retracement because basically our previous sessions just already sold off this much. Therefore, AM session needs to retrace higher. Perfect short, definitely, but we should not expect that we will already reach external liquidity. So take two partials right here, leave one runner, but because the possibility is always there. But if we get stopped, we are either done for the day, or we wait for 10:30 or the London close macro. Why then? Because we expect time distortion being in play right here, or just no quality setups. We are not able to spool before 10:30 or the London close macro, and we either stay away from the markets, being done for the day after taking the win right here, or we only try to have one more try basically within 10:30, and in that case, there's definitely a high quality market maker sell model to the downside, external liquidity aligned with regular trading hours completely. Low resistance liquidity run aligned with the high time frame and regular trading hours. But we need to trade way less in between, and basically in a time window where we are not convinced where we are not able to trade higher or lower. So no setups should have been taken here. Still, I took relatively small positions in here. Therefore, I have still a quite good winning day. But there's always something I could do better. So still learning a lot. I think that's quite insane. So I'm only there if I'm able to take one trade right here. So I think I know much, but also regarding money management, regarding psychology, being able to walk away in here, knowing that there will basically be a further or upcoming setups in the future as well. And even if we are not able to participate in the price run right here, we also took a really quite clean short right here. So I mean, that's 50 handles. I mean, that's enough. I even closed lower. So right here, I mean, that's over 50 handles, 60 handles with enough contracts. That's your whole trade you need. So we don't always need to need those huge expansion trades. I think I'm definitely getting better with the higher time frame analysis, and also like just being more aligned with my partials as well. But yeah, regarding money management, still have a lot to learn. Definitely being more patient and really just being more, I don't know, still trading is about making money. It's not being right, actually. So that's, I think, maybe a bit a misconception that I think I need to have basically predict the top and the high. So no, the high and the low, sorry guys. We don't need that. We only need 50 handles, for example. That's enough. We don't need more. Even if we are completely bullish in here and just dump to the upside with low resistance, I mean, we took the, I don't know, 60 handle retracement, and that's what we need. We can be completely wrong about the high time frame analysis and still make money. And that's I think also something I should consider, that so trading is not really being about, it's not about being right in trading. It's about making money still. And therefore, I should not be emotionally attached to really see that we reach always our extra liquidity draw. That's what I really want to say. But that's it. Really long breakdown today, but I think it's really also something I or you can learn from. So hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon.